So in this video, we're going to go over what actions cause credits to be used, how many credits will be used based on the action, what actions do not cause credits to be used, and how to think about how many credits you'll need based on what you plan to do within Octave. So credits are going to be used if you run an agent within the Octave app itself, so within the playground UI within the Octave app, whether it's the sequence agent, qualification agent, any of them, or if you call one of those agents API via Clay or Cargo or N8N or one of these orchestration layers. So those are the two ways that credits will be used when using agents. The number of credits charged is going to depend on which agent you're using and the configurations you've set within each. You'll learn more about how many credits are used within each agent type in the agent deep dive videos, but for now we can just do a quick scan and a high level overview of how credits are used by each agent. So for the sequence agent, credits will be used based on the number of steps in the sequence as well as the model that you're using. So we have a 1 credit model, a 2 credit model, and a 3 credit model. And the way that will work is if you're using, let's say, a 3-step sequence and a 2 credit model, that will charge 6 credits every time you run the sequence. The enrich person and enrich company agents are pretty simple. They each charge 1 credit per company or person that you run the agent on. The qualify person and company agents will depend on which factors you turn on to qualify against. So you can either do qualify against the company itself, the person and the persona that they match to in your playbook. You can qualify against a playbook, and you can qualify against a segment. So these will charge up to 3 for the company agent, because you can do company, playbook, and segment, and up to 4 for the qualified person agent, because you can do company, persona, playbook, and segment. The call prep agent can charge up to 6 credits based on which of the different outputs that you want. And that's customizable based on which things you want in terms of a person brief, company brief, call script, things like that. You can decide to turn on or off. And finally, the content agent. This will also depend on which model you're using. So the 1 credit, 2 credit, 3 credit model, as well as we have a live search function that will go and search the web. That will cost an extra 10 credits per run, and that's for more in-depth research that you want to be doing at the time at runtime. So the content agent has a little bit more variability because it has a little bit more power than some of the other agents. Prospector agent will use credits based on the number of leads that are found per company. So you provide a list of companies, and the prospector agent will find leads at those companies. You can set a limit for the maximum number of leads you want to find per company. And so let's say you set the limit to 5. The prospector agent will charge up to 5 credits for every company that you give it within your list. If it doesn't find 5 companies, it won't charge you credits for any leads that it doesn't find, but it would be up to 5 based on that limit that you set. So in terms of which actions will not cause credits to be used, the first are library elements and playbooks. So on any paid plan, there will be no limit in terms of the number of library offerings that you're able to generate. There will be limits on active and inactive, which we'll cover in another video. But in terms of generating these assets, there will be no limits. So you can generate as many personas, use cases, reference customers, etc. that you want. There will just be limits on how many are active and can be used by agents themselves. Same thing with playbooks and agents as well. There'll be no limit on what you can create, just on what can feed into it. That's on any paid plan. On our free plan, there are some limits on how many elements can be generated. So take a look at our pricing page to see how many you get with that free plan. But on any of the paid plans, generation will not cause any credits to be charged. The other action that will not cause credits to be charged is using the Prospector tool. So that's different than the Prospector agent. The agent starts when you give it a list of companies, and the agent goes and finds leads at those specific companies. So that will charge credits. But the Prospector tool, you can select the playbook and you can filter based on that playbook. You can set your own filters. Just hopefully easy way to find many leads, but this will not charge you any credits, and you can export up to 10,000 search results into a CSV. So hopefully that overview was helpful. In terms of how many credits you'll need, you want to think through which agents you plan to use within Octave and what your workflow is going to look like, as well as how big your list is going to be. So do you want to send sequences to everyone on your list? Do you need to qualify them? Do you want to enrich them? Do you want to create call prep documents for meetings that are booked? Do you need to prospect for leads themselves? All of these will charge credits, and you'll want to think through, how many you'll need based on how big your lists are. The other thing to start thinking about too is credit conservation strategies. So if you have a large list where you're unsure the quality of the people in that list, you might want to go through and run a qualification agent on that list, filter out a number of leads so that you're not wasting credits sequencing leads that aren't good fits. So that can be another way to think about conserving credits. But anything you need help with, we're happy to help you think through and think through strategy around how many credits you'll need and how to best preserve credits. So reach out and we're happy to talk through it with you. Hopefully this video was helpful. Again, take a look at the active and inactive elements video. That should help explain the other dynamic in terms of how many credits and what plan you'll need when using Octave.